Welcome back to Just Crafting Around. Today on this episode, we are going to finish with our palette, the wood from the palette that we made into a wooden collage. And let's get started here, what we're going to do. If you remember, we started with some lettering that said Once Upon a Time. We also put some pictures in here of graduation. I also put in a locket, a picture of both Lauren and myself when we were kids. So just to refresh your memory, we put this into a locket that we're going to place on here. We also have our family picture, the first family picture that we took together, and our last family picture that we took together. And we are going to tap that onto the wood, which we have chicken wire attached to that. And now we are going to finish the last few blocks that we have left. I wanted to put some graduation pictures on here on this block as well. And what I did was I needed a tag that was sturdy. So instead of getting a paper tag, what I found was wood tags. I did find these in Hobby Lobby. They also have them in Joann's Fabrics. They do come in a pack. I took the tag, and because I had already stamped in the back using the chalk paint, the duck egg blue, I took the duck egg blue and I put it onto the tag. I like this color. This is somewhat the color that is in my house. So I took the duck egg blue, I went around it, I of course sanded off the edges, took some stain, put the stain on there. Then what I did was, in order to show a little bit of a variance, I took some fabric and I glued it to the back. I then went in, I liked the pictures of my kids as they were 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I did was I found a film strip that is clear, and I also found that at Hobby Lobby. I took the pictures that I had made, and of course these are smaller than the wallet size pictures, and again these can be found at Target. And I took those pictures and I cut them out to fit exactly into the film strip. And I did that for my 3 kids. And what I'm going to do with those is, that's Charlie, this is Katie, and Kaylin. And Katie and Kaylin are twins. So what I wanted to do is I want to take them and I want to place them on one of the wooden boards here. Place his there. Place Katie more in the middle. I'm going to give a little bit of room because I want to put the dates of when they graduated on there. Then I'll take Kaylin's and I'll put hers over here. I don't want to cover up the grain of the wood a whole lot. And there are some nails that are in here that are rusty, so I really like that feature. So then what I did was I went to look for something a little bit different for some numbers because I wanted to put the dates that they graduated. Charlie graduated in 2000. So I found a 2. That's not very big. We're going to take that, we're going to place that on here. And he graduated in the year 2000. So I found this domino, and on this domino, there is nothing on there. So to me, that stands for 0 and 0. I'm going to place that right underneath. And try to line these up so it goes in the middle. And then I found another 0 to put underneath that. Now I'm going to place these here and make sure that I like it first before I do any hot gluing. So I'm going to put everything on here, see what it looks like, and then I can hot glue it once I've got it on here. All right, Katie and Kaylin graduated in the year 2003. So I found I wanted to have different numbers, different looks of numbers for when they graduated. So I've got a 2 in a round circle. I'll place that on here. I want to get it about the same from over here, from Charlie's to over here. And again, something I'm just going to kind of play with. May not keep it there, may decide when I walk away from it for a little bit that it's not exactly where I wanted it. Then I have the 0 that I found, and then I found another 0 and something a little bit different, because I want them different. I don't want them to be the same. So I'm going to put that one in here. Like I said, we're just going to look at it first, decide if that's where we want it, decide if that's what we like that's on here, before we do any kind of hot gluing. And then I found the Roman numeral 3 because they graduated in 2003. So we're going to place the Roman numeral 3 right down here at the bottom. And again, placement, whatever you put on here, it's your preference. It's how you like it and what you want.
Stay in and stay cool with video TV service from Valley. Sign up now and save up to $55 on installation, plus receive 1 month of service free. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
Okay. I found the B, which stands for Brander because that's our last name. I think I'll put it like right here in the middle. And again, just going to kind of place that on here. Now, my husband worked for the State Highway Department, and he worked there for 40 years before retiring a year ago. These are the people. We did have a picture, and the picture of him are the guys that he started working with 40 years ago. So I'm going to take that picture and I'm going to put it over here. And then as you retire from the state, they give you kind of like lapel pins. So I've got a tenure pin. I'm just going to kind of take it and put a mark there because I know that's where I want to put it, a little pinhole. Then we've got one that is for year 15. We'll put that there just so we can make sure that that's what we like. And what I'm going to do with these is when I get it all situated and I find that's how I like it, I'm going to take a drill and drill a little hole, put a little bit of glue in these, and then I'm going to stick it into the hole so that these pins stay once we hang it up. And this one here is for year 20. We can put that there. Quite an accomplishment to work at the same place for 40 years. And these are the people when he retired who he was with. Mark Bates is not on here, but Mark is also one of them that he retired with. So we will get a newer picture, but for right now we're going to use this picture right here. Put that here. Kind of line it up from this one a little bit. And then we have year 25, which we're going to place on here. And again, I'm going to make the pinhole. Year 30. And year 35. And for his 40th year, he actually got a plaque. So he didn't get a pin, he got a plaque.
Valley's Mobile Command Center is coming to a town near you. Stop in at Valley's Mobile Command Center to learn more about our services, see and test some of our products, ask questions, or just to visit with us. Make sure to check your newsletter for specific dates and times when we will be rolling into your town.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Now I'm going to take these small pins and I'm going to pin the pictures up on top up here. Pin them down so that they stay on the chicken wire. They really do hold on here nice with the smaller pins. Now if you're using a bigger picture and you want, these do come in 3 different sizes. This is the smallest size they have. They come a little bit bigger, and then of course they come even a little bit bigger than that. But because my pictures are a little bit smaller, I want the pins to be small as well. And these do come apart quite easily, so you have to be a little careful. You might have to take your chicken wire and kind of pop it up a little bit so that you find a good placement for the picture. And like I said, I want the wood to come through as well as show off the chicken wire too. one just isn't staying very good. Let's try this one. Much better, much, much better. Okay, now we have the locket. And the locket, I found a little pin, so we're going to use this pin, put it through the locket part. We're going to keep it open so that you can see the pictures in there. And then we're going to pin it up by the chicken wire so that it holds on pretty good. Now another thing you can do is you can take, there is a magnet that you can take and actually cut and peel off and put a strip here and put a strip here, and then it will be magnetized itself onto the chicken wire. Or again, you can just take a pin like this and you can pin it. I'm going to have it go halfway in between here and here. To play with a little bit more. Of course, it all worked good while I was playing with this at home, and now that I'm trying to show how it works, it's not working quite so great. There we go. And when you're using these, you don't want to cover up faces or anything like that, so I'm going to be careful not to do that. And if you want your pictures bigger, you can definitely do that as well. If you want like just a 4x6, you can have a 4x6. If you want it smaller, again, well, I'm not sure if Walmart does it. I do know that Target does it. That's where I get my pictures made. I like the hour part of it, that I only have to wait for the hour. And they are not that expensive. And like I said, it's best to put it where you kind of think, walk away from it, come back, take a look at it a little bit, decide if that's what you want. The pictures that you use on here that actually have the clips and stuff to them, you can change them out whenever you want to. Say you want to not use the same pictures all the time and you want to change them out. If you want to put your grandkids on here, would be a great deal to just put grandkids on here. Once you've got them glued down, they're pretty well glued down. The same way with the tags. The tags have a hole in them. If you don't want to take and hot glue them like I'm going to do to fit on here, what you could do is you could just take a piece of twine or whatever you'd want to put on here. You could hold it with the twine, just take a little tack nail, tack it up there, and place the tag on like that. And then that way you wouldn't have anything glued to here. So whatever you want to put on here and whatever you have, if that's what you want and you want it to stay on there, I suggest glue it down so that when you hang it up, it's on there and it stays pretty good. This is fairly heavy because of the amount of wooden stuff that we used on here. Again, before you start the project, number one to consider is how heavy is it? How much wood are you looking to use? The next is how big do you want it? What are you looking for? The sizes, the shapes of the wood. Do you want the smaller? Do you want the larger? Do you want it all to be evened out? As I was taking it, I even when I laid out my tape, I tried to get it so that it was all the same. The sides were the same, the bottom was the same. That did not work out so good. But what you could do and what would be easier is if you wanted to do that is once you've tacked it on the back, then take it and lay it on the saw and saw around so that it's even. This I didn't want even. I wanted some sides to be a little bit longer, some to be a little bit shorter. I wanted it more of a collage look. Different things you can put on there. You can stencil, you can paint, you can use fabric. You can do this so many different ways. whatever your preference is. I used it mainly and simply as a remembrance board, putting on pictures from the past. There again, you can put on the board whatever you choose to put on. And now, like I said, we're going to glue, because this is what we want on here. If you're using any type of, to put anything on here, I suggest that when you're looking, make sure that your glue sticks are for wood use, and that it does say on the pack for wood use. That way you know that once you're going to glue it down, it's going to stay down.
4G LTE is available now with Valley Cellular. We have new plans and new phones. Bring your own phone if you love your cell phone but not your cell phone provider. We can activate any compatible handset on our network. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
Come back next month and join us again for Just Crafting Around.